Share the link now. I gotta share it, and then they'll be in here.
We won't post it on Facebook.
Okay.
We'll just
I
do.
was finna just to let them know
We'll
we
just do
alive.
a 3 cards, and with if they come in,
Okay.
you know. And since this give us what to say um, during this time, we thank you for speaking to us intuitively.
Okay. Now it's on.
That's a filter.
This regular.
And you can actually turn it a little bit this way. Because you're going to be over here. It's already on.
I got one. Should I put it closer? Like that?
Yeah, because I'm like, hey, live. Patreon live tonight. Thank you guys for coming in at some point throughout your day or your night. We thought it would be very wise to come in and do an intuitive reading, and how it's going to be done. I'm going to pull 3 cards from my tarot deck, and Courtney's going to do 3 from hers. Mine popped out. Courtney, mine went on the floor. If you could get it, that's probably 3. We were contemplating asking the ancestors how will they speak to us, or to you guys as well through us. And I could just hear Source saying the first 3 cards on both decks. How many cards did I have?
1.
Are you sure?
Look, it's only 1. Shut up.
Okay. Okay. And so I'm just going to shuffle. You going to be over there? Or I can turn it. Oh, okay. Guys, we're in the comfort of my room. I don't want to weird you guys out. I am completely covered. You know, we're alchemists, and we go with the energy for the feel of where we'll do our readings, and I just felt comfortable enough to do them in here. Okay. Cards trying to jump out at us. I hope your day was well. I had a 4 of cups that popped out. And when we talk about cups, we're talking about emotions and relationships. So I know those of you that are going to come in the room, this is going to be solely for you. And I also have the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. And I'll go with my readings first and talk a little bit. And I'll allow Courtney, you want to do 1 card to 1 card, or you want me to do mine and then?
1 card to 1 card.
Okay. So my card, I'm going to do my first card, and then Courtney will do hers.
I didn't pick this.
We're not pulling it as a past, present, or future. We're just pulling cards because some of these cards one may be for you and one may be for someone else. But however it goes, all of this is directed solely from Source to you. So again, I'm reading from the Golden Tarot, and Liz Dean is the author here. I like to come out of my book as well because she originally made this book so that you guys could get a feel of what she thought initially the 4 of Cups meant to her. So in honor of the author, I'd like to read her definition of the 4 of Cups, and then I'd like to speak to you guys intuitively, okay? And that's how we all do it. I whenever I'm training, the students, I always ask them to honor the person whose deck that they're reading from. versus just picking up a card and freestyling. You can do that, but also read what the source has given, the author. Okay, so again, the Four of Cups, without me running my fat mouth, taking up all the time. Again, cups represent relationships and emotions, and it's associated with the element of water. Okay, and when we talk about the Four of Cups, we talk about boredom. And so some of you have probably gotten to the point in your life where you've really been grinding and you've really been pushing yourself in meditation and studying and seeking knowledge. And, you start on something and then you'll go into this boredom phase. Here's what Liz has to say, and then I'll tell you what source is saying. There's a vague sense of monotony, Tony creeping into a relationship. After the frisson of romance comes a quieter time of adjustment. So you may be in the transient phase when excitement wears off, and your relationship either deepens or dissolves. Okay? Now it says, if single, you may be feeling disillusioned about meeting a partner. Whatever your circumstances, it is time to rediscover your faith and finding love that lasts. Now, some of you are in relationships, and again, she really made this really clear. You've gotten to a point where it seems like you guys aren't really doing much. It's almost like you're not really growing. It's in your mind. You've perceived it as this. And again, boredom is setting in. And she talks about if you're single, that you may be disillusioned about meeting someone. Here's the time when you really, and I mean really, guys, boredom is not good. Okay? Communication is key. Communication is key, and striving. Because though you may feel like nothing is happening, words have vibrations. And as you speak and you talk, though you feel nothing's happening, guess what? Your words are creating that vibration, is creating a house for you. Okay? Whether you're building one or tearing one down. All right? So she says here, you may be in the transient phase when excitement wears off. And don't you know that every relationship has that point where all the excitement is gone? You'll reach a milestone and it seems like, oh, we just don't do anything anymore. What's going on? Well, communication is key. It's not just yourself. You're dealing with someone else who's on a total different wavelength. Okay? And it's up to you guys to sit back and to try to talk. Hey, we've come another milestone. What do we need to do? But I feel that at all times, if you're not learning, if you're not pressing and pushing to learn one another, or if you're single, get busy doing something more for yourself. There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship with yourself to find out who you really are. But the Four of Cups is really speaking to you in that way. And I'm also feeling like somebody's come a long way in their spiritual, not necessarily a long way, not like you've been doing this for years, but I mean, you've come so far in your spiritual walk to now this journey, you're saying, what else is it for me to do? That's what I'm feeling more so than the relationship. Okay? And you're getting a little emotional. Am I doing enough? Well, guess what? Source said, yes, you're doing great. Stop being so hard on yourself. There's going to be a time when you're going to hear clearly, and there's going to be a time when you feel like nothing's really going on. But nonetheless, you stay focused and you continue to meditate, to study, to do whatever it is. And the next thing you know, you got another assignment in your hands. Okay? So that's that for the Four of Cups.
So I'm reading from Tarot Wisdom by Catherine Davidson. And the first card that was pulled was the Five of Pentacles. So for those of you that have a lost of status, debt, anything similar to those things, this here's a message for you. It says a time of financial hardship, which can lead to self doubt. We may isolate ourselves through shame or be shunned by judgment to others. So, what the ancestors are trying to tell you is that just because you don't have money, don't don't put yourself in a position where you feel like, well, I just can't do nothing, because then you'll keep attracting that. It says this card reminds us that happiness does not depend on material things, and if we learn from our mistakes, then the adversity has been for something. So if you understand that money, clothes, or whatever it is that you're desiring and that you feel like you need or want is going to make you, then in the long run, once you see that, okay, I don't have, I don't have that money right now, it's in circulation, and you're able to be happy in your contrast, like Mama Yaffa says, then the ancestors will say, okay, you get your lesson. Then they'll feel much happier about granting you those things that you desire. Then you won't have to worry about it. So that's what my five of Pentacles says about your debt and your financial hardship.
Awesome. I think someone came in on the Patreon.
Oh, shoot.
You want to look?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and so, guys, my next card is the Page of Pentacles, and when we talk about Pentacles, we're talking about money and security. And so this card just really basically tell you there's good money. It's good news about money. I'm sorry, I'm thinking ahead of myself. And so I want to give you what Liz is saying about the money. It says here, as a person, the page is responsible and diligent. So some of you guys are really reliable, and you work very hard. And it says the page symbolizes the hard work and a mature attitude.
Okay,
and
like
so,
okay, we don't have to worry about no comment right now. Okay.
why?
They was liking it. Two people like it.
Okay.
But when they comment, they will.
Okay. And so basically, when we talk about the hard work and the diligence, it says the page itself symbolizes a hard worker and also a person with a mature attitude. So I'm speaking to you today, okay? And it says the page advises that you keep on top of your money matters to avoid future shortfalls. You will have enough. This is what Source is saying. You're going to have enough money to meet your expenses, but do avoid unnecessary extravagance during this time. And what Liz is saying, focus on long-term goals. New projects are favored. So if you have any money in this windfall, because it says good news about money, so that means a windfall is coming. It's saying new projects. I'm saying it's time now. I think Faith did reply. Hey Faith, how are you, honey? So it's time now to consider new projects. You got a little extra spending change. Some of you are worried about things being met right now. I want to tell you, Source is saying that you're going to get it because you're a hard worker and you're diligent, you're responsible, and you're really mature about your position. You're going to get it. You're going to get this windfall. When you do, okay, again, Source would like for you to know. Well, Liz Dean says here, focus on your long-term goals. But Source says, find something new to do. And I'm going to tell you guys something. And I think I said it the other day. Guys, stay over this way if you can. Kind of pull over that way because I got the camera on and I see you don't have anything on. We're more so in a time now where the system is crumbling. And this is not world news. You're not going to see it on the news, people. And I want you guys to get an understanding that a lot of what we tell you, you're never going to see it on the news. Nobody is going to tell you we're having mad, crazy earthquakes because Mother Earth is distressed. You know why? Because it'll create a panic. And these people don't want that. They're already fearful, okay, of those that know how to operate in their power. Not so much of race or anything like that. That's not where I'm coming from. Although that could be a true factor as well. I'm more so talking about those that know how to operate in their God source power. So it's time now, knowing with the knowledge that the system is failing, it's time now to hone in on your gifts. Start new projects. Start weaning yourself away from Babylon. Babylon, again, is not a location. You don't need to run out of of America trying to get in the tropics. All of us couldn't be in the tropics. If they didn't play with the weather and Mother Nature had her way, our weather, our winters wouldn't, we really, to be honest with you, it would just all be just nice. This is what I'm feeling. Like today was a day to me, they could not control Mother Earth. And we had beautiful weather.
And it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And today was a day of reminiscing, pulled a lot of the childlike innocence away. Out of us today. I even went back to a child state and just enjoyed the moment of being me. Not on a schedule, meeting goals, just saying, you know what, today let's close this building down and let's go ground and let's have a little fun. Let's laugh, let's eat, and let's be merry. You're going to need to wean yourself away from the system. And the page of Pentacles is saying, good news about money. A windfall's coming, and invest. You're going to be solvent. You're going to have enough to do what you need to do. Stop operating in fear, because some of you want to start new projects, but you feel like all you have is just enough for the bills and to take you until the next paycheck. But sometimes you got to stand up and say, you know what? I'm just really going to step out. I'm going to jump this time, and I'm going to spend some money towards myself and something else to do, a new project. And so that is the Page of Pentacles. Thank you, guys. And Courtney will go with her next one.
That's so funny. I was just looking at this card. This is my next card.
The Wands.
Yeah, but you talking about the projects. And so
we both got the Ace of Wands.
But I got it for my second card, and you got it for the last one. And I got it. That's crazy.
Okay, guys. So this is really wild. The source is speaking. Courtney has her own deck, and so do I. And I got the Ace of Wands, and so did she. And she's going to enlighten you guys just a little bit about what she has to say, and then I'll be next.
Yes. So the Ace of Wands talks about stimulus, breakthrough, and ignition. It says the ideas card. So anything that you've been thinking about lately, about starting like a business, project, anything that you want to do, even if it's a hobby. When the Ace of Wands appears, it tells of a surge of creative energy that may change the Aquarian's fortunes. Just like she said about the financial card, the Page of Pentacles, he comes to bring good news about money. With you manifesting in your creativity, you're going to bring yourself good news about money as well. It says, pay attention to new insights, sudden inspiration, or simply a sense of restlessness. This is the brink of a new adventure. So that moment where you feel excited and you're like, okay, I want to do this right now. Go ahead and just dive in it that right then and there, because if you wait, you're going to be hindering yourself from where you could have been. It says a legacy or an unexpected bonus may help move things on. So that could be in the process of you getting into your creativity. And ancestors see that you dedicated yourself to doing something like that. Like she said, stepping away from the job, just out of being unafraid and ready to do whatever it is you're trying to do. Ancestors see that, they're going to help you. They ain't going to let you sit out looking like a fool. If you're putting all your energy into doing something great and that could benefit others, then why wouldn't they help you? So that's what the Ace of Wands says in my book.
Awesome. And so again, when we talk about the wands, we're talking about inspirations and projects. So some of you guys have inspirations and you're wanting to do work on some projects, or some of you may be working on some things as we speak. So this may not be a card that is new for you guys.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So I'm going to give you and also when we talk about the ones, we want to talk about the fire, because that card is the element of fire, and it's also desire. So your inspirations are your desires. Okay.
Jamal said, "Hi Yaffa, hi Courtney. Hey Jamal."
Hey Jamal, how are you? Glad to have you in the room. Always, you and Faith, thank you so much for supporting, and for all of those that will come later. We just wanted to give you guys a weekly. We're really phasing, guys. I want to talk to you guys about what's going on with this after I'm done with my card. But the Two of Wands, it talks, I'm sorry, the Ace of Wands, I'm sorry about that, talks about creative success. Okay. And it says, as a symbol of a creative masculine energy. Okay, this is a masculine energy. It doesn't necessarily mean it's for men, as we already know that the masculine, divine masculine, resides in all of us. It is our conscious mind. Okay. And it says here, this card expresses inspiration and good communication. And if you guys would pay attention, it lines up with the Four of Cups, as we talked about the boredom in relationships. Well, good communication is really key. We got to learn how to express ourselves. So this one represents the element of fire, but the Four of Cups represented the element of water. And when we're talking about anything life, with life, those two are going to definitely be hand in hand. But it says here, this card expresses inspiration and good communication, and favors all plans and projects. So the ancestors and the spiritual host, along with the source, saying, I'm putting in you some desires, some inspirations to do some things, whether you're setting up a business or hoping to start a family. Okay. Some of you are a little afraid now. You say, oh, should I be getting pregnant with the times that we're in? Because you're looking at the way the systems are falling, and, all of the things that are happening. But see, let me tell you something. If we really were to go within and we work from within, and with our gifts, and us being intuitive individuals and having the power, that God source energy running through us, we would outdo ourselves. We wouldn't be fearful to bring another child into this world. We wouldn't be fearful to jump, into the unknown, because we would already trust and know that source is not going to let us down. Neither will the light host. See, it's one thing to say, oh, I trust my ancestors. But when your pockets are low and you have 3 and 4 and 5 different obligations, and all of them are max high, and you're like, oh, I don't have anything. Can you really wake up and trust and say, you know what? I know this thing's going to work out for me. Or will you, go into a fear mode and have anxiety over it? Okay. It says, whether you're setting up a business or hoping to start a family, embarking on a trip away, or an artistic pursuit, the ace predicts great success. Somebody, I don't know who you are, you'll pick it up and then you'll put it down. Just because you're fearful of the unknown, you don't know if you'll be able to really complete the task. You don't want to start it and have to stop it, but it's important. The road of 1,000 miles start with the first one. And I'm not saying that right, but you guys know where I'm coming from. The source says great success. It's the perfect time to take an important step forward. It's time now. You've put all the thought in it. And remember, this is not your first time here. That's why we had to come back, because we needed to gain clarity, and we needed to learn how to master ourselves. And we also need to remember who we are. You're capable of doing it, and you're going to win every time. I promise you. That's fake, I think. I know a lot of us are saying, no, right now I can't afford to, let it go. Well, guess what? You can't afford to be on a 9 to 5. Yes, you can't afford to be on a 9 to 5. You know why? Because at any given second, they can just say, hey, we don't need you today. There's companies, and I hear source saying this, and this is not much of what I haven't read this anywhere, but I see companies sitting at the round table, big executives telling people we will only be in business for another year. Our revenue will only sustain us for another year. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this in the spirit. You don't even know. Within the next year, your company will be gone. They're packing up now. And they're not going to tell you, because if they did, they would have people going out. Panic out here running to and fro, trying to find something to do. And they don't want to leave you behind. Let me tell you how dirty this can get. That's faith. Let me tell you how dirty this game can really get.
Said, now why are you in my closet? And then she said, I have been contemplating very heavily.
I feel it. I felt that was you, Faith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time more now than ever. You pick it up, you put it down. Source said, go all the way with it. No matter what people think, there's only one you. You're unique and you're good at what you do. Go for it. I remember one day we were out shopping, and one of my pastimes and most favorite things to do is to get my little boys and take them to get toys. And we were headed into Toys R Us. And I see a big sign going out of business. And I'm like, why? Why would they take this store knowing that they're going to celebrate this pagan holiday every year? This is ludicrous to me. I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. And we had an opportunity to meet some young ladies that were, really sweet young girls. And I said, well, darling, what's going on? No, this was the one in Fayetteville. The lady said that they told them, what'd she say?
She said they're going to have to find somewhere else to go. They didn't have nowhere. They didn't have nothing lined up for them to be able to go, okay, I'm going to transition over here. They didn't have no benefits.
Nothing. Just one day say, but they gave all the big execs the severance package.
Yep.
All of them cut out real good. But the workers, just one day they tell you, we'll be closing in August and we need you until August. They know you're not going to leave because it's really hard to find a job. And some of them did leave. And we had an opportunity to talk to a little girl. And she said, well, if people will donate, they'll stay open. But do you know how long they had been contemplating that?
It was about 4 or 6 months.
Yeah, or a year.
Mm-hmm.
They had been contemplating that very thing. And all I'm saying is I see some big execs. They're having the meeting. They're having this meeting. And it's not going to be very long before they come and tell you or somebody because this word is definitely a timely word, that they'll be closing. And a lot of you are going to try to sit around to see if they're going to give you severance pay. But I'm going to promise you right now, the system is falling. It's falling at a rapid rate. It's falling. It's crashing. It has to. They've outdone themselves. The elite has outdone themselves for many, many years, generations. They have. And a lot of innocent blood has been, what is it? What do you call it? Shed. And I'm talking about just for money. I mean, just for money. If you don't want to get with the program, let's go over there and kill them. And so it's time now for us to wean out of the system. Ancestors just told us in this Ace of Wands that they have co-signed your plans. That's a beautiful card. If you're looking to do anything, it's time to do it now, as you've gotten word from the spiritual host. Okay, we'll do a general card.
Last
Okay, and I'll do one after you.
Okay. So the card that was pulled for my last card was the Hermit. And
You gotta talk a little louder. She says the Hermit.
And this is talking about taking time to reflect. So it talks about enlightenment, solitude, reflection, meditation, and self-actualization. It says, and when the hermit appears in a spread, he brings with him the clear message to slow down and simplify. Quiet reflection is needed, so meditation or prayer may prove a valuable tool in determining your direction. This kind of go with what she said again about you just depended on something, and you don't have, you don't, if something just comes out of the blue, you don't even know what you're doing in that circumstance. So that's why this meditation and taking spiritual cleansing baths and things of that nature would help guide you in the right direction, so that when something does happen, you're not knocked off the block. It says but reducing social and work engagements to take time for yourself could be what is indicated. So you may need to be isolated from those that you constantly are around, so that the ancestors can speak with you and to you. It says, this is not the time to follow in another's footsteps. Rather, you should quietly forge a new path, slowly and mindfully building your self-awareness with every step. So the more you're in meditation, the more you're listening and not doing so much talking, you'll actually see a lot of different things. You'll feel Mama Earth. Everything will start to become natural to you. So when things happen, that's going to be that's catastrophic, or some type of event that's caused you to lose in some circumstance, you won't feel like, oh, my life is over. But if you continue to do the same things that you've been doing right now, and then you'll see that, okay, if that happened, let's say if you had some money in the bank shut down, what are you going to do? You ain't got no money to do nothing, so to speak. But had you been in meditation or something, you probably would have been able to put a strategic plan together, because that would have been a sign or a warning that the ancestors would have gave you. They always give you warnings before something happens, so you'll never be thrown off. But that's what my hermit card says, and what the ancestors gave me.
Beautiful. And to piggyback off Courtney, and Courtney, you're welcome to do off mine as well. It's time for someone to go into solitude. And a lot of times people don't want to, but when you get that hermit card, I'm going to tell you. Did you bring up the fact that it could be a sickness?
Oh, you know what?
Oh my God.
Okay, so with you being disobedient by not doing it, you can get a big time sickness. And I'm going to tell you one. I ain't gonna go into the story, but I'm gonna let you know that when I got this card, I understood what they were saying, but I was like, okay. So I just gotta reflect. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Ended up, my leg, I couldn't walk on one foot. I couldn't walk, so I was emotionally unbalanced then. So they was letting me know, but I didn't really get it then. So it's best you just go ahead and take it for what it is now. You can either have that, or you can have or illness. They gonna make you sit in solitude. You gonna have to do it. That's why this card popped up, and we talked about this card today. So that was the funny thing.
Yeah, and see, source is great, and I want to tell you, this is the creative force when we're talking about that. But remember, you are the God of your universe. But the thing about timing is, and which is a lot of times we know that, well, all the time, it's illusion. Time is an illusion. But when I say timing, I mean chronos. Am I saying this right instead of kairos?
Yeah.
Chronos is the timing I'm speaking of, which is the spiritual timing. When source has need of you, when you need to be a place at a certain time, Source has a way to get your attention, is what we're basically saying.
Yeah.
So,
Scary.
no. It's time to go within. If you've never gone within before, but if anyone ever pulls that hermit card, please go into the solitude.
Please, before you get hurt.
Without being, really no, without just being tugged on or pulled, because, mother can get your attention. Which reminds me also of the Tower card. That is totally out of our what is it? Out of our, how can I say this? Powers. Has nothing, it's nothing we can do to stop it. It's like a natural disaster or a source that's causing whatever it is to happen. So you already know what the Tower card is. That's another one that you just can't get away from. But who wants to force you in solitude? That should be something you should want to do. If you're feeling a pulling and a tugging to do more, because if it's not for yourself, which it is, it's got to be for someone else. But love you enough to be qualified before you go and try to heal the world. A lot of people are trying to heal the world and don't even like themselves. And that's impossible. But our next card is a beautiful one, and it's a major arcana, and it's the Fool. It's number 0 in the tarot deck. Okay? So these are your high cards as well. And I'm just going to narrate the card for you. A few things that the Fool card talks about, which is all of this is going together.
It is. That's why it's
okay. It's tying in. I'm feeling like, Source is saying the people that are going to be in this room are the ones that I'm really, truly tugging to do more. Okay. And it's some of you guys that want to do so much, and you out here, you just taking really crazy risks, but you're not looking before you leap. The risk, beautiful. A fool don't mind taking a risk. That's why they call him the Fool. Innocence, departure, and a new path. New path, new projects. Okay. And it says, a youth dressed in court jester's clothing sets out on a journey with optimism, carrying only what is essential for his adventure. So he's carrying only what he needs. And he steps out to seek his dreams. He ignores the dog. When you look at this card, there's a dog snapping at his heels to warn him that he is about to step off a precipice. So he's just going, but there's a dog at the bottom of his heel tugging at him, saying, you're not looking and you're about to take a fall. Okay? Not to put fear in him, but just for him to be watchful. Okay? And so it says, carried away by an idea. He is the archetypal fool. Yeah. Innocent and impetuous. Now here's the upright meaning of this card. It says a new path in life. Remember we just talked about that? Source says, go ahead and wean yourself off. Begin to wean yourself off. We talked about it in the, what was it?
The wands?
No, the pentacles. I did a pentacles.
I did a 4 of pentacles. You did an ace. No, you did a
yeah,
I did
well,
5 of pentacles. You did something.
I forgot which pentacles it was, but it was saying that there's a free, I know, the page
of pentacles, yeah.
That there's a windfall and to start a new project. So it says there's Patreon, a new path in life, beginnings and opportunities are beckoning you. A time to feel hopeful and courageous.
Jamal said, yes, spirit is coming through.
Yes, it's time to feel hopeful and courageous. And young at heart. See, the Fool, let me tell you something about the Fool. He's going to take a chance, baby. And he is young at heart. Because, when we were younger, that's all we wanted to do was take chances. When we get older, we want to play it safe. But it's time for us to harness that childlike innocence of the fool and jump out here. However, there may be risk ahead, so the fool warns you to look before you leap. That's all. He just come to warn you. He didn't say not to do it. As a matter of fact, be courageous. Get on the journey. Go. Depart. That means go out. Leave. If Ohio is calling you, if Atlanta, Georgia is calling you, go. What are you waiting on? You waiting for the map to fall in your yard with Atlanta circled or Ohio circled on it? You don't trust yourself? By all means, embark upon a mad adventure. It says a mad adventure. Ooh, that means one that you couldn't be in your right mind to do. When we talk about mad adventures, we're talking about one where you ain't in your right mind to do it. Or an idealistic quest for fulfillment. So you just want to be fulfilled. You want to go because you feel like it's something there for you. But do take heed to the practicalities. Now, some people love California, but understand that mother, that's the root chakra of mom. And a couple of earthquakes has been hitting out there. I'm not saying don't go, but just make sure you do your studies. You understand the practicalities of it and make sure where you're going, you feel me, is okay. Or if you still go anyways, make sure you can have a backup plan. If anything happens, make sure things are airtight. The fool also heralds fun. Some of us been playing it too safe. And our life has set up a lot of boredom. This is that card, the boredom. We've been playing it too safe, and now boredom has crept in. We don't have any more fun. You remember how you would get out there and say, hey, let's just go to the fair and jump on the Ferris wheel. And you realize when you got on it, we done made a fool of ourselves. What in the world are we doing? And when that Ferris wheel go down, you laugh and scream, and it's a fun time. This is a fool. But you got to make sure that what do you call that, leverage that they pull down over you, make sure that thing's tight. Don't get up there and then when you go down and then you realize you got some room in it and you feel like you're going to fall out of it. This is the practicalities you got to pay attention to. But it says the fool heralds fun. He's all for fun. Entertainment. Some of you got to start being entertained. It's okay to go to the comedy club. You're too serious. The fool is telling you you're being too serious. You're taking life too serious. And it's all right to fall in love again, whether it's with yourself. We got Brianna. Whether you're falling in love with yourself, you're going to the Universal Soul Circus by yourself. It's still in to date yourself. It's still in. As a matter of fact, I do advise that everybody that is single, date yourself before you allow somebody else to date you. Understand what fun is all about before you allow somebody else to come in your life. You feel me? You'd rather operate on a full cup than one that's half full. And I say half full because I don't view the cup being half empty. And so that's Alicia.
Yep, yes it is. Thank you, ladies.
Oh, you're so welcome. And so what I really wanted to share with you guys, and we've had a beautiful we've had an 8-card reading. I did 4. Courtney has done 4. And all of this has been simply, I'm just doing a recap. Some of you have become bored. You're on jobs that you're really tired of. You're in relationships that you're tired of. And this sense of boredom has crept in, even in your spiritual journey. Some of you are operating, you feel like, with a minimal amount of money. Source is saying a windfall of money is coming. You're going to have enough to be solvent. You'll be able to take care of the things you need to take care of. But Source favors you putting money back for a new project. And then Source went on to tell us through the Ace of Wands about a new path, a change in adventure, adventurous change.
Yep.
Let me see. Creative success, talked about that good communication we talked about earlier. Setting up business, embarking on a trip, going somewhere. Again, departure with the Fool and the Ace of Wands. I see somebody's departing. It's time to take some trips now. It's time to go search and seek out these places. Land. Some of you want to buy some land. Who is this want to buy land? Are you in the room? Who is this that's looking at land? Who is this that's looking at land? Again, Source predicts great success through this card. And then here we go. We have the Fool's card. Now, Source is saying, do all of it. Have mad fun, mad adventures. Depart childlike innocence. Stop playing it safe. Go. Source says go. But look before you leap. And check out the practicalities. Who is that? Check out the practicalities.
Faith said me. She been looking for land.
Well, honey, let me tell you something. And I have too. So I knew it was somebody else just besides myself.
And Brianna, she said me for the light workers.
Yes. Source says go spot the land out. Go look at the land. Go look. Get really serious about this because you're going to be favored. You're going to be favored. And somebody's, I don't know who's worried about the credit or who's worried about the money, but I do hear Source saying that these people will help you. They will make a way. And if it's a lot of land and you just ask them, can you start with this amount and prove yourself? And I mean, it's time to really get out here and negotiations. Good communication. Good communication is what I'm hearing. A lot of us, our throat chakras, we're not using them because we have the fear of rejection. Yes, the fear of rejection. It's no time to be concerned about, oh, will they tell me no? You've already put resistance in your vortex when you have already said, well, what if they tell me no? I want you to picture yourself on an assignment for Source. And Source has sent you as a messenger to these people. Now, if you know Source is backing you and your light team is backing you, seek out the color you should wear to strengthen that chakra, those chakras. Which one deals with fear?
I would say so they're red.
Yes, I see red. We hear red. Wear the red color.
And I just thought about this. With this card, the Fool, I was thinking that the dog is like our conscious mind. And the Fool is like our subconscious, because when we're meditating, that dog is like, go turn off the lights. Go make sure the door locked. Go make sure you ain't burning no candles and nothing is set on fire. And then your subconscious is like, no, we fine. And some of y'all are feeling as if, you know, you done got to a point to where you so scared to take chances, but you take them every day. You get in the car, so you gotta just don't pay attention to what you're doing.
Yes,
but don't be afraid to do.
Yes, I was getting ready to say that.
That just made me think about it.
No, that's a very good analogy. Yes. So in other words, don't let master your conscious mind, those thoughts. Because what she's saying, if you don't, they'll master you and put you in a mode of fear. So the Fool is on an adventure and the dog is at his shoes and trying to let him know, pay attention. And, you know, not to so much put fear in you, but that's where it will go, like she's saying, to the average person. rather than saying, oh, I see it, let me continue on. Okay?
Like you said, with these careers, you just
Yes,
sit around waiting to
we've
see
gotten too
how long
safe.
I'm gonna be able to be at this job. Well, it pays for this bill and that bill and that bill, so I'm good. If I go ahead and do this and get my retirement, I'm good to go. But it ain't gonna happen that way for everybody. So,
Honey, these people are making plans to cut out the Federal Reserve. They got a lot of stuff in store for us.
they trying to make it ill.
They don't have it for me. They got it for themselves. That's going to backfire back on them because I'm seeking in every way that I possibly can. We got 10 more minutes, y'all. Come on and sound off for us. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm at the point now because I've a bunch of things have, come, the contrast is what I'm saying. And when we talk about contrast is anything different from what you're used to seeing. Some look at the contrast as, oh, this is terrible, this is bad, I don't like what I'm seeing. But with me, I'm acknowledging it, I'm accepting it, and I'm blessing the contrast. It came to me. I bless you. And I asked, what are you wanting to show me? What are you trying to teach me? Not that I'm so much that I'm fearful or anything like that. I want information because it came to me for a reason. And if the reason is that I should grow, I want to know. Tell me what you want me to know. I'm all ears. I'm all eyes. I'm one with you. I want to know. And I'm blessing my contrast.
Yeah, because at first you taught not to. Okay, let me see. She said that's the appropriate thing to do.
Yes.
But at first you taught to see everything that's not perfect as bad or negative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not supposed to happen. So I know it's one of the people like, dang, see, had I not done that, then I would have been able to avoid that. But no, it happened for a reason. So I can't do that because if I do that, then that's just gonna be okay. You just don't get your lesson, do you? You don't get what we're trying to see you, and they just gonna continue to try to make you get it. That's why you need to just accept, like she said, your contrast and accept when you having it good because it's a message in both of those, and that's just balance. Every day not gonna be perfect, and every day you're not gonna feel like, every day you're not gonna feel like wanting to do the things that you motivated yourself to do, but you have to pull that energy out of yourself to be able to get those things done and take care of whatever it is you need to take care of. But that's why it's best to be in meditation.
Yeah. And I hear also that there's a fear of failure. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I've had so many businesses. So many businesses. I'm a jack of all trades. I want to try everything. I want to be able to do everything. You know what? I love a great challenge. At least I can say I tried. If for whatever reason it worked for only a second, because you can't say it didn't work, because it worked enough for you to get started, and somebody was touched by it. It just wasn't what you thought it was because of your insecurities. Not that it couldn't have worked. Keep going. Keep going. What failure? Who? I just look at it as a detour, just another detour to get me where I got to go. But I'm not going to stop. See, the key thing here is not to stop. That's what I hear Source saying. Don't stop. Don't stop. And so just to share a little bit of what's going on with you, family. We, as you know, we are looking to phase out and off of Facebook only but to just advertise, maybe a snippet of a ritual, maybe a couple of pictures of rituals and store items and things of that nature, classes. But to really lay the platform out, it will be with Patreon. And if people don't care enough to follow the journey through Patreon, I have no problem. Courtney, scratch my back right here. I have no problem with parting ways or, And one of the things I wanted to say to you guys, because what I'm understanding is a lot of people coming in, just for a ritual or may want to see, thank you. And then they'll come out. If ever you have a problem keeping your monthly subscription up, just let us know. We won't tell anyone, because to get to this level of in your spirituality or this far in your journey, and you're being able to access the deepest heart of people, the deepest thoughts of people, source has to trust you. And we don't believe in putting people's names out there. That was one of the reasons why we wanted to give gifts when people come in the room, because if we give you $50, that's your subscription for a year. That would just be how I would have thought about it. But you do with it what you want to. Or we give you $25. We're trying to say here, we want to be able to help you. Don't let your subscription go, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff here. If you do, that's okay. If you feel that the road has ended, I get it, because it will end. It will. Because you're an amazing individual and we want what's best for you. But we do want you to know, if your heart is, if your heart is following us on this journey, you don't have it, reach out to us. We're family, okay? This is family. So if I need something and I can't come to one of you guys, I feel like, they're going to laugh at me. You're really not my family.
Jamal said, I can't stop saying how appreciative I am that the ancestors have placed you in my human experience. I literally asked for guidance as I was newly awakened, and out of the blue, there you were. These readings were definitely meant for me to hear, and it just so happened you went live around the time I do my spiritual studies. Thank you.
Ooh, beautiful, Jamal. And you don't even understand how the energy is reciprocated, because we sit back and laugh when we're putting orders together for you and see you coming in the room. We are grateful for you too, each and every one of you. But just because he's expressing and pouring out, the love is definitely reciprocated. We love you. And we are, every one of you guys, we want you to know we are family. If we can't share and be vulnerable, then who can? If you can't be vulnerable, this is the wrong stage for you. Now, let me just go ahead and tell you guys what's really going on too for us. So I had a medium come in my office. She came for a reading. She didn't even consider herself a reading. She has one foot in the church and one out, which is fine, because this is her process and we're to protect it. All we are is the light keepers, and we're just holding the light. And many will come of different, religious backgrounds or whatever. We don't have a problem with that. But during her reading, her ancestor, which is the mother, was being very aggressive with her. And I'm talking to this lady like I'm really, like not mean, but just like, no, you got to do this. What is it that you're supposed to be doing? No. But anyways, she just began to speak to me. And she's just said, I see you reaching so many people. What did she say? Really, like,
she said you're gonna be famous all over the world.
Yeah, she said you're gonna be all over the world. But what really, and it wasn't that she said that like that was a big surprise, but what really got me was, before I read her, I was in my bathroom doing my affirmations. I said, Source, ancestors, I need my energy to reach all over the world. I just need my energy to be all over the world. I don't care if it's through this person that got to that one, or I ignited this person and that person ignited that one. But I just knew that energy flows like that. She came right back around and just told me what I said. It was a very beautiful thing. And I wanted that kind of platform. Well, long story short, I had a brother who I started with. And I just started with a reading with him. And he has a huge platform on social media. And some of you guys may know him. His name's Yarima Karama. We call him the Coffee Man. Yeah. But he is big. And I saw him being big. And I remember reading him and telling him this. and he bought from us and was just so grateful, just a humble soul. And he just out of the blue just said he wanted to talk with me. And Courtney and I,
Yep, that's good.
we met him. We had a meeting, and one of the things he extended to me, he has an app now. He said one day he was speaking, he do marches all over the world, all over the United States, I'm sorry. And these people saw his, intentions and just aided him. Hey man, we're going to get an app for you. We need to get your web page out there. The one you got is garbage. We got to put you on a platform.
Yeah.
And it was really funny, but we were like, oh my God, look at the help he's given. So he got a developer, app developer, made him an app. And he invited me without knowing I'm phasing off Facebook into a private setting, because what I do is so intimate and I don't need all that energy looking in on us. You don't mean no good. I don't want, Source saying time out now because you won't keep mocking this or you'll be dealt with. So let me move before you be, before Source have you self-destruct. That's what's, So anyways, he reached out to us and asked us to come on the platform, on the app, and have a part in the app, meaning upload our lives and, offer spiritual services to all these people. And he said, it won't be a thing about competition because I know your heart and your intention. He said, and I said, if I ever come up, you were one of the people I wanted to bring with me. And I'm just like, Source, you are so mighty. So now I got this that I'm uploading lives to, and Patreon. It's just almost like, I don't have to be all over the world, but I'm able to reach. My energy can reach. Because this ain't something I just up and decide to do like most card readers. Oh, let me go get cute and read some cards. Burning sage and, no. I don't, if Source don't tell me to do it, I don't fake it. I can't play with it. And just, Source said, be more intimate with these people that's riding with you. And that's who I'm giving it to. If you see me post Patreon, it's for those new people that want to come. But if your heart ain't in it, then you do not come over here.
And the answers don't lie.
Go ahead and take your $5 or $4 and go back.
Please. It ain't needed.
We were laughing today. We were passing a pasture where lambs, not lamb, but sheep were, and horses and other stuff. And it might have been 100 and something acres. And I don't, in the past, I didn't I have a thing about stepping in grass with animals and stuff because, poop. I don't want to step in poop. But long story short, my niece said, well, what if somebody said they'll give you a few millions? And I said, oh, honey, I'll turn it down. I said, you know why I'll turn it down? Because I just tell them simply, I've never had that feeling before of that much, money. Didn't have that feeling, but I've never had that much money. So what will I be missing? I can get myself happy off $20.
Good over here.
Yeah, so I'm good over here. I'm not trying to make numbers. I'm trying to get an intimate crowd on the same accord. And when Source speak to us, things happen immediately. We're manifestors, we're creators, we're alchemists, and each one of us are very important to one another. I'll describe it again. You go into an emergency room, you have a general doctor there, but guess what? If you come in there with a doggone fracture in your skull, they're not going to send a podiatrist to you. Am I right? So I need you, you need me, you are my reflection, I am yours, and what I feel, somebody else feel too. So when you get a message, you get a download, that download, I promise you, if you speak it out, it wasn't just for you. You have people come and say, oh my God, you read me.
Brianna said, family, I want to do a lot for things. It seems as the doors for abundance to do what's in my heart. It's a struggle when it comes to money. And I don't like that. And that was that 5 of Pentacles card I had got about the person being in debt. And this has caused them not to really enjoy life.
The mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset. I want to talk to you, sweetie, about the mindset. Because that's all it is. It's a mindset. And I was there. And when the moment that I began to speak into my subconscious, that also that meditation, the Om Shri Lakshmi meditation every night, Put your affirmations on of manifesting, resources.
Yes. That's
And then stop thinking that, money is separate from you, because all it is energy. Money is you. And when you begin to, because other religions, such as Hindu, they honor money. You know that video that I had where I was getting my money? You guys saw me with my money in my hand, and I began to bless the money and speak over the money and cleanse the energy of the person that gave grudgingly, and tell the money you are worth something. You came from Mother Earth. You are energy. I appreciate you, the problems that you've solved, and how you'll go into circulation and create an abundance for others, and not just myself, but begin to pour into that, begin to speak into it. And every day, begin to live for that day. What happens is, because we live for tomorrow, we miss the provisions for today. That's what happened with me. I was thinking, oh, I got this, that, and that coming up. And you know what Source said? Source said, it's taking your eyes off of this present gift, this present moment, this gifted moment. You have just what you need for today. And tomorrow, which is an illusion now, because tomorrow you'll be in your present moment again, will handle itself. And when you know that you have it in your heart to do such great things for people, I promise you, it's already in your vortex. You can't grow weary and climbing the ladder to get it. Every day, say, I got more than enough. Begin to put fake money. Begin to buy some gold money or something. Put something in your person every day. Thousands. Get some ancestors' money, honey, and keep it thick in your wallet. I know you may not, you can't go spend it, but I guarantee you, when you start carrying that money around, so I got everything I need today and I can go do anything I want to do. You say that for 30 days straight, honey, I guarantee you your free fall, that windfall is coming. It's already coming. Ancestors already spoken.
Yep, that was your Page of Pentacles.
Yes, that's the Page of Pentacles. I'm excited about what's about to happen for you. Sometimes you grow weary, Brianna. I see that sometimes you get just a little weary. Not that you feel like giving up, because that's not what weary is about. I have weary moments all the time, but when I do, I embrace it. I said, oh, I embrace this. And I bless this contrast.
I don't even see what we learned to do was psych ourselves out. So we'll build our mindset up, our subconscious. We'll go ahead and feed it positive affirmations and motivations and things of that nature, and just be like, no, today's the best day of my life. I'm living. You got to speak that into your vortex so that you can attract that. So one way to do that is by the best way, while you're going to sleep too, because as you go to sleep, those things go into your subconscious mind, and you wake up and you may take on that emotion. I feel so good today. Well, you did have the positive message playing while you were asleep, so that's going to help you. I was getting ready to say that. Oh, yeah, about the psyching yourself out. Okay, so whenever I feel, another thing that you can do is, if you're having like a down day or you just feel a little off, just start shaking, bouncing on your tippy toes, bouncing up and down. Shake your body, because you're shaking that heavy energy off of you, and you'll begin to you'll feel better, and you'll get more excited about doing whatever it is you'll have to do or need to do. So that's another thing you can do. That's a part of Qigong. So you can try to do that in the AM and build your energy up.
Yes. Because see, I'm going to tell you something else too, guys. Please, whatever you do, it's okay to get your energy healings too, your chakra balance. Because sometimes that energy can be really stuck in the root chakra, or it could be up in the third eye, where you need it to flow evenly. As she mentioned, Qigong helps. Okay? Qigong helps. But get that meditation. Om Shri Lakshmi Nama. Do that one and the meditation. Um, um, I know it sounds crazy. You know, you're in the house and everybody hear you. I had a young Indian, a lady that came to the office and for a reading, and she's one of my clients that comes all the time. And she told me, she said, I just, when I start going through this situation I'm going through, and we had to bring back some things to her memory. She said, oh my God, I forgot all about my mother. She said she used to sit out in the morning and just do the She said, and to hear her she said, made me feel so good. I said, you go back to everything she taught you to restore the connection. Spirit will restore it. A lot of things we can't see, we go within. But I promise you this, if you are in a financial crunch, do not panic. Embrace it. Embrace it. No resistance. Everything you need will show up when you show up. It will. We're doing a few financial rituals right now, and I'm going to tell you something. That money is coming fast. Source is real. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add? But I want to let you guys know I'm going to be on here more. What's today? Thursday?
Tomorrow will be Friday.
So we'll choose Thursday night tarot. We'll start doing our Thursday night tarot where sometimes we may not do as many cards, but just to make sure we connect with you guys. But we'll call it Thursday night tarot. We're going to try to do at least 2 or 3 nights a week. And if you guys are not able to come in the room, this will always be recorded for you.
Yes, you can look at it all you want.
All you want.
Brenda said, yes, I am embracing, and thank y'all so much for uplifting me. And she said she dances when she feels that way, and it makes her feel better.
I know. And you know what? See, this is the contrast is beautiful because it wants to show us, it's going to always show us, oh, you're happy now? Well, let me see what you're going to do when this comes.
That's the funny part.
I told somebody one time, I said, now you didn't expect to get all beautiful sunny days with so much happiness. That would play out really fast.
It's not.
I like the feeling of knowing that, oh, I'm working towards something versus just think about all these people that's born with so much money.
They gotta have.
They self-destruct because they want for nothing. I like to know what it feels like to get I
like to be excited
to get a car that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
What if we were always able to get everything we want? Life would be just such a. Oof.
That's that's a good point because a lot of them celebrities that was born into that kind of lifestyle, they don't appreciate that kind of stuff.
No.
That's why they
have respect for nothing.
Go down with them, it really go down because they gotta appreciate.
They don't know how to embrace the contrast.
Do that.
And then they kill themselves because if you got all this and then you had to see a day of. And then you don't know when people kill themselves like that, like these bankers jumping off buildings and stuff. A lot of them still dying. They ain't even telling us about them. But anyways, when they start doing that, honey, ain't no telling what they done heard getting ready to happen. They got the news firsthand. Probably told them in 3 years, banking business will be gone. Because I'm telling you, they're trying to mess with this Federal Reserve. Is there anybody, and I'm going to be posting some things from Brother Wisdom, Terry Wisdom Patterson. I'm going to be posting some things with this gentleman, but I want some of you guys to see that when he speaks as a cosmic elder because he hears them. And a lot of what he says is what's to come. So I don't want to confuse anybody, but his name's Terry Wisdom Patterson. He's on YouTube as Remedy H. But I'm going to be posting some of the things so that you guys can keep up with the current events. Also, the earthquake app, please, please, please get that. Again, not to bring fear. I just want people to know.
Just like the food card, be aware.
Be aware.
That's right.
Okay. Is there any other concerns before we leave? We love you and we care. Mm-hmm. So who do we have in the building? We got 3 of them.
Yeah, we got Brianna, Faith, Kathy was on there on the through the YouTube, and Jamal.
Okay. Well, I want to tell each one of you that I love you. This message is truly for you. Please take every part of what Source is saying to you. Eat the food, swallow it, digest it, and gain nourishment from it and grow on it. That's all I know to tell you, because it's on. It's on, and you guys have been so faithful. I mean, you support me in every way. All of my businesses, you guys are supporting me. And for that, I say thank you. I'm here if you need me. I'm more generous than I look. And so is Courtney. We don't bite. If you need us, you know we're here. Okay, what is Faith? Faith is saying something.
She said, I love you all. We love you too.
Okay, Faith, that sounds good, darling. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you that will come in later, I say to you that I love you, and everything that we've said to you tonight is strictly from Source. Okay? Strictly from Source.